I'm Jen Healy. This is a very special workshop. It's called Suspended Somatics Therapy. It's a part of a series of swing practices that go from exercise and learning poses to using it therapeutically for injury and any sort of like special needs with alignment and structure. And then the somatics part that I have been teaching is more about just exploring and playing and feeling in the body. It'll help us release any long-term build-up tension. It's going to be very relaxing and a lot of stress relief, but you'll still get lots of stretch, lots of strength, but we're mostly focusing on spirals and working with the energetic body and also tractioning, a lot of tractioning and opening up the connective tissues that are responsible for how healthy our joints are. So our two major hubs we're going to focus on today is neck and shoulders and lower back and hips. And I like to just take a little poll to see where everybody's at. Who here has any injuries? Some people are really shy and won't tell me. So I usually go, anybody want to work on neck and shoulders? Neck and shoulder people? Yep, okay, me too. And then lower back and hips people. Lower back and hips people. And then both people, both neck and shoulders, everything, right? Everything. Okay, good. Well, we're going to work on everything, but it's good to see who's got what going on. And every time, just in case you don't know, I am Jen Healy. I am going to do these workshops once a month, so I hope that you can join me for like an ongoing series of working with like the living matrix of the body is what I'm calling it. A little bit different than what I normally do in some of the yoga practices, but it's really fun. I've been creating this program for several years, but I'm starting to integrate it into more like a public forum. So it is kind of new. We've done a couple workshops. It's been really fun. Everyone's been loving it. And we're going to do like half like in the air and a lot of dynamic poses, and then half closer to the ground and some low flying experiences. So there's going to be a lot of mixture today, a lot more information than a normal class. And if it ever becomes too much like overstimulus of our mental sphere, just totally ignore me and just stick with the feeling tone in the practice and enjoying it, have as much fun as possible. That's really the key. Okay, so I actually am the founder of the program. I've been teaching this for about 15, 20 years, depending on when you decipher the starting point, and I make these swings. These are the AYRx yoga swings. So how many people are brand new to the practice with me? Yay, okay, great. We love new people. Thank you so much for being brave and coming and playing with us. So I'm going to start with the beginning of everything. We'll adjust the swings if you need. We'll do everything for you. Ashley's one of my teachers. She teaches the Saturday pop-up sometimes. So she'll help as well. If you need any adjustments, just raise your hand and we'll come over and adjust the equipment for safety, just in case. But you know, everything's super strong and works really well, but we don't want to like miss a hook or make it uneven, so that's why we like to do it ourselves, okay? So the swing consists of 12 different pieces. Today we're going to focus on the main swing. Everybody want to do this with me and just check it out? These all spread out, right? So we're going to get in the swings a lot of the times and play like that. I also want you to check out that they're super stretchy. For anybody who's experienced other pieces of equipment, these ones are super special. I am a little biased, but they really are. It's really fact too. They're soft and stretchy, so it's going to feel like a second skin. Now, if it ever feels a little pinchy, it just means it needs to be adjusted a little, and you can spread it out or kind of find a more comfortable position. There's like a sweet spot with a lot of the poses, and we want to find the sweet spot. And then everybody check out your hand holds. We have, leg loops. We have 2 leg loops on each side. These are leg loops. These are hanging. We'll use these for both our arms and legs, but they're still called leg loops. And then everybody has 2 hand holds. Great. And this gives me an idea of where you are, like what the equipment looks like, making sure everything is even. It's hanging from daisy chains, so everything is adjustable. And then of course they're hooked up to the ceiling nice and strong. Everybody's like, will it hold me? It'll hold you. We have 100% efficacy rate so far, so we're going with that. We're going to keep that. Okay. So to test out the equipment and make sure that it's the right height for everybody, let's go ahead and find our handholds in front of the swing. So we all have these beautiful round mats. I make these modular mats, so mine are really pretty. But the black mats are also cool. We want to find the center of the mat. And if we're in the center of the mat, then we all have our own bubble, right? This is our bubble. And if you reach straight up, your arms will be in alignment with the daisy chain. So this is your center. And we're going to work today on keeping our pillar, keeping our vertical alignment. And most important thing, I want you guys to consider where your head is in space. This is this weekend's focal point and mantra for alignment is our crown, that space at the very top of our head, is it reaching straight up like being pulled by a kite towards the sky. And then feel your whole spine and your tailbone sinking down. So even when we're flying, even when we're hanging, we want to keep our alignment. So let's focus on reaching up through our crown and grounding down to begin. Okay, let's all inhale and raise our arms up towards the sky. Exhale, reach for your handholds and just hold on to them for a second with your fingertips. See if you can keep breathing, even if I don't say inhale, exhale. Let's all just keep breathing in this nice rhythm flow together. Okay, so that looks good. Everybody looks good so far. Let's go ahead and wrap it around our wrists. You can see they're really big, so we can put our wrists through and then grab, and this is called a wrist wrap. Awesome. So it doesn't matter if your arms are perfectly straight or they're bent. Wherever they are is fine. I can adjust it if you'd like. But let's step out to 10 and 2 as if it was a clock on our mats and sink straight down. So now our tailbone is in alignment with our daisy chain. So our feet are a little bit forward. Yeah, bring your feet forward, inch forward. Yeah, so we're sitting in a chair. This is our first full body hang. Everybody looks pretty good. If anybody wants me to bring the swing down a little lower, I can, but everybody's looking pretty good for me. Is everyone good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can interact with me. I am recording everything. It is just for the archives, and then you get like the free replay if you want it. If anybody practices at home, it's always nice to have. And then just start to play. So the first thing we're gonna do is just see what it feels like to explore space. So we can go front and back and side to side, but you can also do loop-de-loops and figure eights or anything that feels good for today. You're gonna have lots of time to free flow. You can hear it sometimes sounds like we're on a ship or something, like rocking. And we don't have to sync up yet, but you know, we have plenty of room. But we also want to make sure that we're not playing bumper cars unless it's on purpose. So we're going to watch out for our buddies and make sure that we are aware of what's in front of us, what's in back of us, what's beside us. Yeah. Is this hurting anybody's shoulders? Is everybody okay? So if it hurts your shoulders, you can bend your elbows a little bit, put more weight into your feet, and just try rocking. Yeah, because we don't want anything to hurt. You know, like I actually have a little sensitive shoulder action happening right now. So it's making me very sympathetic towards shoulders. But I always have lower back stuff too. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna work with not only healing injuries, but preventing injuries, right? So that we don't have to constantly just be trying to maintain our health, but we can also start to live more optimally with alignment. Okay, just a few more minutes. If your hands ever get tired, you're welcome to come to center, shake it out, and just jump right back in. If you're not used to hanging by your hands, then they're gonna get a little tired, and that's okay. Just give it a little pause, hop back in when you're ready. You are really welcome to explore today. It is nice to sync up, but if you ever need a break, I'm gonna show you some really great pauses and how you can take a moment and then jump back in when you're ready. So it's never going to be too much. We're going with just right today. So looking good, everybody. Okay, come on back. It's like a nice, cold, rainy day, so we get to cozy up on a Sunday and be pretty chill. So then I just want to make sure everybody grab the bottom of your leg loops and bunch it up in your hands. I'm testing the height of the equipment and just making sure everything's even before we get started. There's always like a few adjustments that need to be made. But then we're just gonna let ourselves flow. Imagine your fingertips are tracing the shape of the mat. And just add a little spin. Now, immediately, where's your crown? How many people are looking down, right? It's such a huge habit in our society to look down. And every time that the head is forward, it's straining the neck and shoulders. And then that tension's also going all the way down to the lower back and hips. So our mantra for today is to look up. And I'll just go, what's up? So the what's up is like, what's up there? So look to the front corner, top corner of the room. and see how that changes your posture. And then see if you can spin on axes, this vertical axes, and just let it feel good, nice and easy. Trust me, we'll get into some more fancy stuff today. Is this all we're gonna do? We're gonna do lots. But it's just nice to come back to some flow, right? And if everybody is pushing down into their handholds, then it's the right height for you. Yeah, good, everybody's looking good. Not too high, not too low, just right. That's what we're going with. Okay, great. Now we're gonna get into the main swing, but we're gonna actually start with cocooning, which is our #1 favorite world-renowned pose that everyone loves. So you can spread the swings out, and we're actually gonna learn how to come into rest pose to begin. We don't always start this way, but it's Sunday. So you're gonna spread it out, and you're gonna grab a big handful. So you're gonna imagine that you're trying to get your bum in the center of the swing. Okay, so it stretches, so pull the front tip down, hop in, and then when you hop in, make sure you have enough material that you can spread it all the way to your knees. So grab a big handful, Christina, yeah, and hop in a little bit more. There you go. That way we don't slide out, right? Beautiful. Now from here, you can lean back and make sure there's enough material over your head as well. Okay, if your neck is hanging out, then get a little bit more material behind you. And then what we're gonna do to start today is we're gonna kick up. See if you can kick up into Viparita. So it's like your legs up the wall pose, but your legs up the swing pose. And then if it's comfortable, you can take your hands and bend your elbows and bring them over your head behind you. Or you can give yourself a big hug and cross your arms over your chest. But wherever you are, get cozy for a second. Get cozy. And then see if it feels good to just rock. Press one sit bone down and then the other sit bone down. Feel what it's like to alternate. Just press. It's almost like you can pull one heel towards the sky and then the other heel towards the sky, alternating. Just rock the pelvis. Maybe get your ribs involved and let that wave come up your spine. And maybe even your gaze just gently rocks from side to side. Still looking up. Oh, that's good, right? Leaning back slightly. Let the back of the head rest into the swing. Notice if you're holding any tension from your journey getting here, and just let it go. Let the swing hold you and hug you. This is the most wonderful way that we can relax the nervous system. We are often rocked and cradled as infants to soothe our bodies, and that is our mental body, emotional body, physical body, all the levels and layers, and we don't get that sensation as adults, so just enjoy it. Enjoy like you're getting a big hug from the universal mother back in the womb. And we're gonna actually bend our knees and then slide your feet down and curl up into a little ball and wrap your arms. Your arms can wrap around your shins and you can come up into a comfortable child's pose, reclined child's pose. And this is a great way to take a little break if we're ever doing something and you're like, nah. You could just hang out here and then come back when you're ready. I promise you we'll have a nice, long, delicious rest and shavasana in the swings and do a little meditation at the end. So we will return here. But for now, let's go ahead and blossom and bloom. Let's straighten the legs out in front of you, hands back behind you, stretch, stretch, stretch. And that same movement, see if you can rock from side to side, fishtail, where your legs are exploring in the space. You can always bend the knees if somebody's in front of you. Thank you for watching out for your buddies. And the same with your arms. You can always bend your elbows if you need, but just gently rock and just enjoy the sensation of floating, of levitating, of flying. Beautiful. Just 5 more deep breaths like that. Deep in the breath. Inhaling completely. Exhaling, letting it go. So yeah, it feels like nap time, right? Okay, so when you're ready, we're just gonna reach up. Everybody grab the back edge of the swing, bend your knees, and come up to sit. hold on to the swing, give yourself a little lift, bicep curl, come to stand, and hug the swing. Once you're in, once you're standing, perfect. Good job, everybody. Okay, so when we're standing, we're in the center of our mats. Everybody love that? Everybody's like, oh. We will return, promise. So it will feel like the swing might be a little too high when we're standing here, but it stretches a lot. So we're gonna use our forearms to press it down. Once you press it down, wiggle it to the lower ribs. Good, everybody. Good, and then we're just gonna lean back. Woo, have a moment of trust. See, I told you it stretches a lot. And then you can hold on. Hold on a little bit high, and then keep your elbows on the outside all the time to keep the hook. If your elbow goes inside, you can slide out, so elbows are always outside. And then you're gonna push your forearms in again, make a diamond with your hands above your gaze, a couple inches above your head, and then just slide into a seated position. Yeah, feet come to the front of the mat. Yeah, and then just rock. So right now we have our knees together, and just imagine if we're doing circles, semicircles, just around and around. So we're gonna start with the hips, and then we're gonna move into the neck and shoulders, and we're just gonna play with some of these hanging poses. These are the upright positions. We can do all of these poses upside down, which is really exciting. And we'll do some inversions today, but not the whole class, because it's gonna be a long 2 hours. So I want everybody to just come to static for a second. And then most of you guys are looking good. I'm gonna bring up a few swings, but everybody, unless I come over and say, hey, come on out for a second, I can't adjust the swing unless you come up and come to stand. So if you are feeling good, just keep swaying and swirling and rolling around, and then me and Ashley are gonna come around and just bring the swings up for some of you, okay? So then what I'm looking for is the knees are gonna be somewhat level with the hips. If you're too high or too low, then it's, as we move into some of the poses, it'll be a little uncomfortable. And if I don't come and adjust it for you and you want it a little higher, just let me know.